Hi, this is Stacy at Wayside Garage here with Jonathan, and we have a 2001 Mazda Protégé that came in. Customer had a concern about a coolant leak, and Jonathan got it looked at. Was this one towed in?
They got it in. So he had a battery light and noticed steaming when he was going uphill.
Okay. The reason why I asked is Jonathan actually has a couple of pieces in his hand, one of them being the belt, which this is not what a belt looks like. I will show you what a belt looks like in another clip.
Yeah, there's what was left of this was our this is our alternator slash water pump belt.
Yes. Which explains why his light was coming on, because obviously if there's no belt there to run the alternator, then it's going to cause a charging system issue and you're going to get a battery light. So the other thing is the hose. So
some of this was that water pump, because it turns the water pump, obviously wasn't circulating, so the engine's going to get hot.
Correct.
So it could have been a combination of just old hose. You can see all that buildup on the inside, and it ended up rupturing it. And
one thing I will say about the hose that I notice is that this is where the hose clamp would go, but here, this area, I'm sure before it ruptured, it starts to bulge, and that's an indication that that hose is past due for a replacement. The other thing to take into consideration with hoses is that hoses wear from the inside out. Sometimes when you're just looking at it in the engine compartment, they may look okay or have an appearance of being okay, but internally they are breaking down and getting to a point where they are not as strong as they should be, which is the reason why this decided to let loose and burst. One thing that we have discussed, Jonathan, replacing your hoses every 5 years or 60,000 miles is a good idea.
oh yeah, can you imagine just the, we'll say, living conditions of this hose? I mean, you're going to get this thing on average, an average person would say, you know, about 200 degrees. You're going to do that twice a day.
Yeah.
I like to use the analogy where take a piece of rubber and put it in your oven at 200 degrees for 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Do that twice a day. How long is that going to last? The reality is this hose is designed for that.
Correct.
But it's a good analogy.
Absolutely. It still puts pressure. It's a pressurized system. So
Oh,
even
that
though
too.
that hose is specific to the automotive industry and it's doing its job, it still is going through very harsh environments. And so it's really important to make sure that as a maintenance procedure that you have the hoses replaced to avoid any mechanical breakdown or, God forbid, catastrophic failure due to a hose leaking and or blowing.
And use the proper fluid too. Don't mixy match.
Correct.
Don't be putting tap water in there too.
Yes.
That can damage all kinds of things too.
Very much
you get
so.
calcification. It can do some weird things.
It can cause incorrect coolant, can also cause internal damage that is unnecessary, which is why it's very important to make sure that you have an ASE certified technician maintain your vehicle, or at least look at it every 6 months. Here at Wayside Garage, we perform a digital vehicle health check, and my technicians know that these are things to look at, and we want to make sure that we try to prevent you from having any kind of mechanical breakdown. We don't want to see you stuck on the side of the road. So. Longevity of your vehicle is extremely important. If you are ready to have your vehicle inspected, give us a call at 831-899-2425, or you can schedule online at www.waysidegarage.com. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to our channel for more maintenance tips. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section and we will do our best to answer those for you.